Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to introduce to you guys my client Josh, who we're doing a little base building. He's gotten a little beat up with his BJJ lately. He's taking a short break from it. He's got a slightly injured knee and stuff, and so we're starting his vlog, and he's running conjugate, right? He's running conjugate. And so again, he does everything close grip because it's easier on his shoulders and it works fine for him as a competitive fighter. And yes, he does compete in tournaments, and when he is training, sometimes he rolls up to 6 days a week. But he's doing a little bit of a cut at the moment, so we may not see a whole lot of progress, although I want him to be careful cutting when he's getting over some knee inflammation, and we had to adjust his sheet a little bit this week for it. But we're kind of starting a new phase here of conjugate. So he's starting with the bench press, box squat. We just want to establish some baselines again for where he is now that he's kind of finished a competitive season, but he does want to get a little leaner, and we need to get his strength and speed and power back up. So as you guys see, he did a closed grip bench. I think he benched like 90 kilos. So again, we need to get strength back up. As you'll notice, we do a lot of pulling for him, and you're going to notice a lot of axle bar work. And body weight movements and things. So if you notice on his max effort bench day, dumbbell presses, inverted rows, axle bar rows, strict axle bar rows. Again, we like all this pulling because again, he's a grappler. Same thing, that axle bar, we want to get his grip up. So box squat, and in his case, we're going to live a lot more on box squats than back squats. Why? Rate of force production. He's a fighter. So we care a lot about box squatting for him. So we ramped up. And again, you guys will notice these weights don't look that heavy. He's just going for easy training maxes. We're going to build into them, and we want to PR on these every time we do them. So these are not that heavy. And yeah, that wasn't that heavy of a box squat. But I have him after the box squats. We're doing good mornings. Now, I want him doing some other stuff, some GHRs and stuff, but a little bit of it's going to be messing with his knee, but I really, really want to build his hamstrings up. I want to put a lot of time into those hamstrings. And if he can't do the GHR, we may need to do just some leg curls and stuff, which may come into the mix for him. But for today, it ended up being, I wanted leg presses, but again, he wasn't able to do them because he said my knee, I think, was worried a little bit. Like, well, let's get your extra posterior chain stuff in. So we did, after the box squat, he did good mornings, and then we did band pull-throughs. Well, in this case, cable pull-throughs, because that's what he has access to. So we're going to build the posterior chain up. And I was really hoping he'd be up to leg pressing, but he did notice, he's like, I don't think I can leg press today. It's like, okay. Well, we'll let that knee heal a little bit. And again, box squatting tends to work fine. A lot of people are surprised. They're like, well, what about box squats if his knee's, slightly banged up? And again, it's a fighting related injury. So box squats are actually really easy on the knees. They're one of the easiest types of squats you can do in terms of your knees if you do them right and you learn to sit back correctly. So we kept it pretty simple, just quite a bit of cable pull-throughs and good mornings. So, he only did about 10 sets of supplemental work there. It was all posterior chain. Then we get over to speed benching. And he does have some light bands at his gym, so we're doing this with bands. And again, nine triples, which you guys see me routinely prescribe. So again, we're working on compensatory acceleration, speed there. I have him do dumbbell presses, and we'll do a lot of dumbbell presses for him. Again, they work well due to the range of motion, what he does as a fighter. And so we're going to do a lot of dumbbell work for chest and his bench accessory. Because in his case, we do want squat, bench, and deadlift to go up, but we have to understand that they are done to make him a better athlete. And I have him do a lot of band press downs. Again, elbows. I want to keep those tendons thick. I want to help keep that stuff injury free. And so you guys will see a lot of that because he doesn't have a reverse hyper. You're going to notice a lot of pull throughs. We'll be doing a lot of band work over time for his posterior chain. Prescribing for him on all his off days and stuff like banded good mornings. So we do a lot of band work to build tendons. Again, this is a fighter. This is someone who can get hurt on the mat. So we care a lot about all these support structures. We care about these things a lot. We care a lot about his grip. We care about his ability to move his body through space. Okay, and once he gets a little stronger again, I'm going to have him doing lots of pull-ups. But again, he wants to get a little leaner, then we need to get stronger and add muscle in the right places. So I want him to get good at pull-ups again. But for now, we're doing the inverted rows. And then, of course, again, all the axle bar work to build his grip. And it's, again, good isometric strength and everything in the posterior chain that carries over to our deadlifts. But his training tends to be very pulling heavy, right? Tends to be very pulling heavy. It's going to be a lot of hip dominant movements. But again, a lot of pulling, a lot of grip. Now we get over to dynamic lower day, speed boxes against the mini bands, right? Now these are great for fighters, just in general, right? All your fighters are going to live on this. Speed boxes against bands, phenomenal. For any field athlete, any fighter, any contact sport athlete, use them. Then he does speed pulls. We do speed pulls, again, for doubles, compensatory acceleration. Again, just building rate of force production. Of course, then we come in and he does good mornings, and the good mornings are safe on his knee, so we can just train these. And again, he wasn't up to some of the other stuff yet that we want to do, so we stuck with the speed work, we stuck with the good mornings, and then we stuck with the cable pull-throughs again. So again, we're having to start with moderate volume on a lot of this stuff, and we're going to have to build back into it because, again, he's recovering a little bit right now. We're recovering from minor fighting-related injury, and he did place really well at his last tournament, but he came out of it a little worse for wear, and that's stuff that we're going to work on. I really want to get him to a point to where we build those hamstrings so those knees are stronger. We're going to build those elbows up so that they can take a better beating, right? We need him to be more resilient when he fights, and we need him to just get a hell of a lot stronger, right? Because that strength is going to carry over. It's going to carry over a lot. He's already got the technique, and he does tons and tons and tons of practice and sport-specific training. We got to get him stronger and more resilient. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.